Hi everyone, it's nice to see you again. My name is Megan,
My name is Rachel.
and today we're going to make mac and cheese with a healthy spin of putting nutritional yeast and broccoli along with our pasta.
And we are also dietetic interns with the University of Virginia Health System for this year, and we're real excited to teach you about a healthier spin on mac and cheese. So, first, we always need to make sure we're washing our hands for 20 seconds with warm water and soap before any kitchen prep or anything we do in terms of feeding ourselves or feeding others. So we've already gone ahead and washed our hands, but please do that on your own time. The first thing that we want to talk about is cooking the pasta for your mac and cheese. So we are salting our water. Not only does that increase the taste, but it also decreases the cooking time for the water. So let's go ahead and put our water into our Instant Pot right here. We are using 4 cups of water and 2 cups of pasta. Thank you, Megan. Thank you. 1 cup of pasta. Second cup of pasta. And we are using whole grain pasta, which is a complex carb and doesn't spike your blood sugar as much. Thank you. And before we start cooking, I did just want to point out that since we're using our Instant Pot, everything we do for this meal is right in this device. That means we don't need to drain, we don't need a colander, and all of the water we use will be absorbed by the pasta. So to find the proper ratio of water that you need to cook with, you can look right on the box of pasta you're using, and basically you just divide that cook time in half. So our box said to cook for 6 minutes, and since we're cooking in the pressurized device, we just cook for 3. If you divide in half and you're on an odd number, you can just round down. Unless you prefer your pasta al dente, which is a bit harder, you can subtract a minute from that. Additionally, if you want some added flavor, instead of using water, you can also use chicken broth as the liquid for your pasta. So since we're going to start, we're going to go ahead and cook for 3 minutes right here on the Instant Pot. We've already set it up to hit for 3 minutes, so we just press this pressure cook button. And then we push this button right here.
While that is happening, it's best to steam your broccoli and warm your milk. So we've already steamed our broccoli. The Instant Pot is now cooking, and we've also warmed our milk. So, vitamins and minerals are very abundant in broccoli. Vitamins are trace macronutrients that are gotten through the diet. Broccoli has fiber, vitamins A, E, C, K, calcium, and iron. So between choosing like a fresh vegetable to a frozen or canned vegetable, so they are frozen and canned vegetables do keep longer, and there is less cost associated with them, and then they also have a longer shelf life. And for college students, saving money is super important, and living in a dorm, there isn't a lot of fridge space, so having something with a longer shelf life is important for college students. With micronutrients, there are a lot of micronutrients found in the evaporated milk that we are using. Milk is also known as a complete food because it has carbohydrates, protein, and fat. And evaporated milk is shelf stable. It costs less than a gallon or a quart of milk. And because it is canned, it can stay on your shelf until you open the can, and then you have to refrigerate it.
As our pasta is cooking in the Instant Pot, just a couple tips about Instant Pots in general. If you're curious at all on how they cook via a pressurized system. That means in the system there's no steam that is able to evaporate, so there's higher pressure, which means decreased cooking temperature time. A couple safety tips to make sure you're not creating a bomb in your dorm room. Always make sure that it's 2/3 full or less. We definitely don't want it to be above that 2/3 mark, and there is kind of a line in the rim that will tell you where you cannot go above. Always make sure you're not touching the steam that will come out of this top here when it's close to done. It is quite hot, and we definitely don't want any burns. So we actually have a spatula here that we use to vent, and you kind of just, we'll show you, but we touch it from far away so we don't get any of that water vapor on us. And then the third tip is not to fry any foods in the system. Since it is pressurized, it's not good to use oil in. Some pros of Instant Pots in the meantime are they're much faster. As you can see, our cooking time is only 3 minutes, so it's really quite quick. They're also cleaner because everything is going in the single vessel, so there's no need for additional pots or pans. They are more energy efficient than other cooking mechanisms or pressure cookers that cook over a longer duration of time. And they don't heat up the home or the dorm room. There's no heat that kind of condenses from them. Finally, they are stainless steel, so there's no concern about any types of metals leaching into your food. Additionally, there are 10 safety features built into the machine, so you definitely can't do any damage. If there's anything wrong with the system, it will shut itself off.
So in our mac and cheese, we added nutritional yeast. So what is nutritional yeast? It's a vegetarian protein source that kind of has an umami flavor, and it's also kind of cheesy, so it's really helpful for if you're making it vegan, for example. You can have like a cheesy flavor to your dish. It's also a good source of B vitamins, especially B12, and it has 8 grams of protein per 1/4 of a cup serving. We also have, or you can also add mustard to your dish as well. Mustard has, or can add flavor to the pasta and it also has trace minerals like selenium, and then that's from the mustard seed specifically. We also have butter, and then the milk as well that I showed earlier to make the pasta creamy. And then if there is too much liquid, you can leave the Instant Pot on the warm setting for a few minutes, and it should soak up that liquid.
So, when your pasta is almost ready, you then have to vent to get all of that steam out of the system before you're able to open the pot. You do that with just a spoon. You step kind of far away so you don't get any of the water vapor. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Once you've turned off your machine, always make sure to open it away from you so all the steam evaporates outwards. I'll put that there. So we're going to add in our milk, our butter, and our cheese now. Good. Thank you. Here is our evaporated milk. 2 cups. 3/4 of a cup. 2 tablespoons of butter. And then we're just going to do a good stir. And 2 cups of cheese. We're using white cheddar, but you can use anything that you prefer. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. So we're going to give it a nice stir. Next, we're going to add in the nutritional yeast for all that protein and the vitamins. It will also give it a nice Parmesan cheesy flavor. Thank you. Nice and cheesy in there. That smells really good. Okay. And finally, we will add in our broccoli for some extra vitamins and minerals. We have gone ahead and pre-steamed this broccoli. But you can always just purchase the steamable bag from the grocery store and stick it in your microwave for a few minutes. Anytime you can get some extra vegetables in, it's always a good thing to do. Alright, so we're all done cooking, Megan. Let's get eating. We're gonna make two dishes, one that's just the mac and cheese, and then one that has the mac and cheese as a side, but with some extra added stuff in there.
Certainly does smell good, Rachel.
Thanks, Megan. Alright, that seems like a good serving. How does that sound for you?
That looks really good for me, thank you.
Of course.
So, are we going to add the sides?
Thanks, Megan. For this one, we have a little bit of our mac and cheese. We're gonna add a little bit of our cooked veggies.
For some added vitamins and minerals.
And some added chicken for some additional protein. We can also always sprinkle it with some cheese. Would you like some cheese on yours, Megan?
I would love some cheese, thank
Awesome,
you.
this is Gruyere.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And salt and pepper to taste if you'd like. I'm gonna grab a little. Would you like salt or pepper?
A little salt.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Want pepper?
Sure.
All right.
Spice it up.
There you go.
Fork for you.
Thank you.
Before we enjoy our food, we're going to recap the nutrition facts. So, in our nutritional yeast, there's protein. We have fiber, vitamins, and minerals in our broccoli, and then also in our yeast as well. And there are additional resources with the Student Health Office. The social media is on Instagram, UVA Healthy Hoops.
Awesome. Let's get eating.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you, Rachel.
Hope you enjoyed it.